I'm Chrissy and welcome back to another video. In this video I'm going to be making something super exciting and I'm going to show you how I put photos in resin. So first things first, I am going to print out my photo. I use the Instax share printer. It just looks like this. I think I got this years ago off Amazon and it just prints out little Polaroids. You can get loads of different versions of these, but yeah, this is what I'm going to be using. I'm just going to connect it to my phone and print off the photo that I want. But if you're putting photos in resin, the technique I'm going to use, you can use as well for any of them. So I've just got the photo that I want to print on my phone and I'm just going to print it out just by clicking connect and print. And this is what it looks like so far. It will develop. I love these because they don't use any ink, which is amazing when working with resin, simply because you don't want there to be ink, because if there is, then it could potentially go everywhere when you add your resin. So these are an absolute must. I'll show you when it's developed. It only takes a couple of minutes. This is what the photo looks like now it's developed. I absolutely love it so much. It's so cute and lovely. I'm actually going to send this piece off to Canada once it's finished, because this is a picture of Hunter, one of my best friends, and she lives in Canada and she's absolutely amazing. So I'm going to make this as a little gift for her. So I'm going to be using this heart mould for this piece because I think it'll be really pretty, and I'm just going to pick my MIG powders. So I've decided to go for the Craft Resin lavender colour because I think it's absolutely beautiful, and I'm going to also use some of this liquid gold, which creates the most beautiful effect ever. I will make sure these are linked down below because these are absolutely stunning. My resin is already mixed. If you need to find out how to mix your resin, then there are previous videos on the Craft Resin YouTube channels. I've got my resin all mixed up already, and so now I just need to add my colour. I'm just going to go and grab some gloves. Make sure that when you're working with resin you keep yourself protected and use all your PPE. I'm just going to pour some of my pre-mixed resin into a cup. I don't need too much. And then I'm going to pour a tiny bit into another cup for the liquid gold. With mica powder you don't need too much because a little bit goes a long way, especially if you're using the Craft Resin ones, because they're really pigmented, which is amazing because they last quite a long time. Add about that much and just mix that in. This is what the colour is looking like. It's absolutely beautiful. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pinch my cup and pour it into the mould. I don't want to fill the mould fully because I'm going to clear coat it after adding the photo, so I'm just going to be making sure that it's nice and covered like so. I just love it. It's like a beautiful royal purple colour, absolutely stunning. I've got a little bit left over, so I've just got a mould next to me just to pour the extra into. It's always handy to have a mould ready just in case. I'm now just going to get my liquid gold. I'm just unscrewing the cap and I'm going to get a lollipop stick and just give it a bit of a mix. Once I've done that, I'm going to pop it, just the stick, because there'll be enough gold in there. A little bit goes such a long way with this gold. And what I'm going to do is just tap off the excess and then pop it into the cup like so. Just pop some more gloves on. And then what I'm actually going to do to create a really beautiful effect is I'm just going to get a drop of silicone oil. It creates kind of like a marbled effect. If you've seen any of the other videos, you'll know what I mean. Look how beautiful that gold is. I cannot cope. Look at it. It's absolutely stunning. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add 1 drop of silicone oil. You don't want any more than that because it will be too much and you'll burn your resin, and it creates this horrible like layer on your resin that you don't want. So I've just added 1 drop. I'm going to give that a tiny little bit mix in. Now there's too much gold here for this piece because it will just spread out and you won't see any purple. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my stick to create a little pattern. I'm just going to rub it off the sides and you'll see what I mean. The gold really like disperses everywhere. It's absolutely beautiful. I love it so much. Just going to be creating some gorgeous lines. Let me zoom you in so you can really see what I mean by the gold. And just look how that gold disperses everywhere. It's absolutely stunning. I love it. I'm also just going to spritz it with a little bit of alcohol just to get rid of any tiny bubbles. So I've just used some alcohol spray, you can get it off Amazon. I'm just going to add a little bit more gold. It's so pretty. I also love to use this gold for edging afterwards. It really makes it pop and just ties it all together, which just looks beautiful. Okay, I think I'm going to leave it at that. I absolutely love it so much. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let this sit and get really, really tacky. So I am going to probably leave this for about 45 minutes and then I'm going to drop my photo on. So I'll show you and let you know how long it is before I do that. So I'll see you in a second for you in about 40 minutes for me. Okay, it's been about 10 minutes. It's looking really cool, but I already want to mess with it. It's just the artist inside of me. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to swirl that gold through. I think it was just going to look prettier as that gold comes through. So I'm just getting a lollipop stick and I'm just going to swirl that through. Oh, I prefer it already. I prefer it already. I'm going to add a tiny bit more gold into there. It goes really, the gold really shines in the light afterwards. I'll show you what I mean because you can't really see it on camera at the moment. But yeah, I'm really excited to see how this turns out. I'm now going to leave it alone, I think. I'll be back if not. As I was swirling that, I noticed that it's actually quite thick already. So I'm going to add my photo now. And the way I'm going to do this is I'm just going to place it on top so that as this first layer sets, the photo actually sticks to the bottom layer. Because if you just do it all in one go, if I was to add the photo now and then add clear resin on top, what would happen is it would rise to the top. So I want this photo to actually stick down. I'm going to cut my photo down. I'm just going to cut this bit off. So I've cut my photo down, I've made it look a bit quirky, and then I'm just going to place it on top, just like that. Perfect. Okay, and now I'm going to leave this whole thing to set and then I'll be back. Okay, so it's been roughly about an hour and a half now. I've just mixed up some more resin and I've added some glitter to it for the top coat and I'm going to pour it on top now. Just going to pour some clear in the middle so it's not too glittery so you can still see the photo. And then give it a quick spritz of alcohol spray. And then I'm going to leave this now overnight and I will be back for a demold with you tomorrow morning. It is the next day now. I have demolded it. Look how pretty this is. I can't cope. I love it so much. I think the sparkle on it is just absolutely perfect. So what I'm going to do is, because the edges around here are a little bit sharp, I'm just going to file them down. I got these little files from Amazon. They're really, really useful. So I'm going to pop my mask on and give this a little file now. Once I've filed it, I just wipe around the edges with a little microfiber cloth, and I'm now going to use this gold pen just to go over the edges. This is the one I've got. Again, it's available on Amazon and I really like the finish on these. And then this is the finished product. I love it so much. Look how pretty that is. I think this would make such a lovely gift. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you got something from this video. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any other videos. And other than that, I will see you in the next video.